Hello, my name is Christopher Robinson, and today I will be discussing types of controlled vocabularies. There are three types of controlled vocabularies, which are subject heading lists, thesauri, and ontologies. The most popular subject heading lists are the Library of Congress subject headings, the Sears list of subject headings, and the medical subject headings. The primary goal of the Library of Congress subject headings is to cover the world of knowledge. It is not restricted to only one subject domain. It is meant to be used in all kinds of libraries in many different kinds of settings, including countries other than the United States. And this is according to our text. Here are some examples of what our texts show as what one of the Library of Congress subject headings would look like. And here I've noted that you can look at these examples in the book on page 350. And the Sears list of subject headings, our book says that the subject headings list is intended for small collections used by persons with general information needs. Its users are schools and small to medium public libraries. For years, Sears has followed the lead of the Library of Congress in the format of terminology and whatnot. However, Sears decided that they wanted to take the initiative and change things around a little. So what they did is they took a term like Afro-American, which was the subject heading that they used, and they changed it to African American. And from what I gathered is later on the Library of Congress subject headings decided, hey, well, we should jump on and change it as well. So that's the example of how it was listed one way as Afro-American, and as time evolved and changed, it became African American. So it changed within the subject heading system. Here's an example that our text shows us of what a Sears subject heading looks like. And again, this can be found on page 352. And then the third one is, again, the medical subject heading. And the National Library of Medicine refers to MESH as a thesaurus, even though it provides a strict hierarchical structure and is focused on a particular subject area, making it a thesaurus. However, MESH also pre-coordinates phrases like a subject heading list as well. In addition, it has subdivisions which can be used with a single term and phrase found in the main heading list. And here's our book's example of what the medical subject heading looks like. Granted, the picture here isn't the best, but again, it can be found on page 353 of our text. Now we are into thesauri. And according to Merriam-Webster, there were two definitions there, and both were befitting, but I felt like B fit the subject matter better. And B states a list of subject headings or descriptors, usually with a cross-reference system for use in the organization of a collection of documents for reference and retrieval. According to our text, some thesauri are public, while others are considered to be proprietary products, and which means that these can't be just accessed anywhere. They're not public. They're not available publicly. So they're within a database and has to be accessed with the subscription. Most thesauri are comprised of terms from multiple disciplines. Some of the thesauries that are commonly used are the, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, but I'm going to say UNESCO. And this thesaurus uh, features education, cultural, natural science, social, human sciences, communication, and information. And the other one is the ethnograph thesaurus, and this one has or contains folklore, ethnomusicology, cultural anthropology, and other related fields. And then they had another category of thesaurus or of thesauri, but these were more like narrowly focused thesauri. In the example, one of our texts gave us like the thesaurus for NASA, and um, and this thesaurus is very specific to uh, the aerospace industry. So all the content within there will be um, terminology and jargon and things like that used only within that industry. And then here is an example. Actually, the book gave a few examples of various thesauri entries. And you can find those on pages 355 to 357. Now we're on to ontologies. And our book set defines this as the essence of a situation, domain, or conceptual framework. The broadest usage of the term is formal representation of specifications of what is common sense or objective reality to a human being. Then it goes on to define terms used to defines the terms used to describe and represent an area of knowledge. These are used by people, databases, and applications that need to share domain information. Ontologies include computer usable definitions of basic concepts in the domain and the relationship among them. They encode knowledge in a domain and also knowledge that spans domains. In this way, they make the knowledge reusable. Then our text, it transitions into natural language processing, also known or abbreviated as NLP. And the main goal of natural language processing, um, it was created for information retrieval. And the system was created to accomplish three things. Interpret users' information needs as expressed in free text, represent the complete range of meaning conveyed in documents, and to understand when there is a match between the user's information need and all and no more than the documents that meet it. Of course, with natural language processing, there are problems and limitations, and some of those um, things that are found difficult are English sentences are often incomplete descriptions of what they mean. The same expression can mean different things in different contexts. Natural language is consistently gaining new words, usage, expressions, and meanings. There are many ways to say the same thing. Sentences that are constructed identically can mean different things. So those are the complications that with the natural language processing is that the English language has so many nuances that it makes it hard for the software to make distinctions between certain words, phrases, and so on. The book touched on, or our text touched on, keywords, and the success of keyword searching depends on two assumptions. And these assumptions are The author writing the book, the author writing about the same concept will use the same words in their writings. The researcher will be able to guess what the words those authors use for the concept. And of course, everyone is not the same. So every author is not going to use the same exact words. And every researcher is not going to type in the same words. And plus, the English language has a lot of words that are similar or very much alike. So it makes it difficult to use keyword searching at times. Then the book also talks about tagging, and tagging is relatively new. Um, and as more and more that technology increases, social media grows, online ways of doing business increase, there's going to be more and more tagging and linking one set of one form of information to another form of information, or bringing groups together just by tagging. And our text says tagging is a process by which a distributed mass of users apply keywords to various types of web-based resources for the purpose of collaborative information, organization, and retrieval. Tags are assigned to a resource can be based on the following criteria that are listed here. You can tag based on subject, form, purpose, time, task, or status, effective or critical reaction, and then there's a myriad of other reasons, and that you can see examples for each one here. Tagging may be applied in numerous domains, but the key thing is it has to be a resource that has a URL or a web address in order for tagging to be successful. And the type of things that you can tag are web bookmarks, digital images and videos, citations for scholarly articles, products for sale, individual postings to blogs, individual resources in online catalogs, and other retrieval tools. And this concludes my presentation of Chapter 10 and my section of the types of controlled vocabularies. And are there any questions? If not, this concludes my presentation. I hope you enjoyed.